Today our focus for our lesson is going to be how to figure discount and sale price. So let's say you walk into a store and you see something that is has a price tag on it, has a regular price, but a sign above it that says on sale for a certain a percentage off of that. Well, what we're going to work on today is how do I figure out what is that percentage that I'm pulling off and what is the final price after the discount is removed or subtracted away from the regular price. You know, just to talk about the skills that we've worked on in the past that you would need to know and be really good at to be effective for this lesson. First of all, the one that's most recent is finding percent of a number. You know, from there is, do you know how to change a percent into a decimal, multiplying decimals, and then, you know, really just subtraction after that. So if we look up here at our chart, my example says something to the effect of find the discount or percentage off by changing the percent to a decimal first and then multiplying that by the regular price. The second step would be to subtract the discount from the regular price. So my example is I've got a regular price of $21.50 and it is a 15% off discount. So the sale that we're getting is to pull 15% off. So what we did was we changed 15% into a decimal by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. We multiplied the money amount and the decimal percentage amount together and found that it is a $3.23 discount. From there, you have to go back to the original price. You take your $21.50 and you pull the $3.23 away from the amount that you started with. I'm going to work a few examples on the board. And my first example is a regular price of $25.50. And I'm going to have a discount of 30%. So we're able to pull 30% away from that. And two things I want to see. I want to see how much is the amount that I'm taking off and what is the final price that I'm going to have afterwards. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take my percent, I'm going to put my decimal point at the end because it's a whole number and move it backwards and make it 0.3. So my first step is going to take my money amount, $25.50, and I'm going to multiply it by 0.30, or in this case, I'm going to change it to 0.3 just to make it a little bit less math. Line up my end numbers since I'm multiplying decimals. I need to account for the number of decimal places that I'm going to put back in at the end. In this case, I've got 2 decimal places, and here I have 1 for a total of 3 to go back in the end. So now it's just a matter of multiplying. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And I'm going to put 3 decimal places back in. 1, 2, 3. And we talk about in money that our smallest denomination of coin is a penny, which is our hundredths place. So I always want to round to the hundredths place when I'm dealing with money. In this case, that is a 5. The 0 tells the 5 to stay. So my discount that I have to pull off is $7.65. Now, if I want to know what is my final price that I'm going to pay, now I have to subtract the $7.65 away from my original starting price. So I've got $25.50, and I'm going to pull away $7.65. Since I'm dealing with decimals, I line up my decimal point, I bring down my decimal point, and now I need to subtract. I need to borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5. Borrow again. 14 minus 6 is 8. Need to borrow again. 14 minus 7 is 7, and 1 minus 0 is 0. So my final price after my discount being pulled away is $17.85. Okay? My next example, I'll do the exact same steps. I'm first going to change my 25% to a decimal by putting my decimal point in and moving it 2 places to the left. Now I'm going to multiply my original price of $62.85. I'm going to multiply it by 0.25. Account for my number of decimal places. Here I have 2. Here I have 2. So I'm going to put 4 decimal places back in from the right to the left at the end. Now I multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 8 times 5 is 40. Plus 2 is 42. Carry the 4. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. 6 times 5 is 30. Plus 1 is 31. First row is complete. I've used this placeholder and the 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Put my 0 down, carry the 1. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 4 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And 2 times 6 is 12. 5, 2, 11, 7, 5, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Decimal places go back in. So it looks like I have 15.7125. Like we spoke of before, I'm dealing with money, so my smallest coin that I'm dealing with is a penny. My penny place is the hundredths place, which is the 1. The 2 is the boss. 5 or above, give it a shove. 4 or less, give it a rest. This tells me to give it a rest, so the amount that I get to pull off is $15.71. Now for my final step, I need to find the final price by subtracting the original amount, $62.85, minus my discount in dollars of $15.71. Bring down my decimal. I've got 4, 1, borrow. 12 minus 5 is 7. 5 minus 1 is 4. So my final sale price that is going to cost me is $47.14. Here's my last example. I used a little bit smaller denomination of money, but everything's going to work the same. My discount rate is 15%, and my regular price is $8.95. First thing I need to do is turn this percent into a decimal. Now I'm going to multiply my original price, $8.95, times my discount of 0.15. Figure my number of decimal places. Here I have 2. I also have 2 here for a total of 4 that will go back in later. Now I need to multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 9 times 5 is 45. Plus 2 is 47. Carry my 4. 5 times 8 is 40. Plus 4 is 44. My first row is complete. I need to put a 0 down for the placeholder. Get rid of my 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 9 times 1 is 9. 8 times 1 is 8. Add 5, 12, 13 plus 1 is 14, and 13. Putting my 4 decimal places back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. My hundredths place is my 4. The 2 tells the 4 to stay the same. So I'm getting to pull off an amount of $1.34. So my final step is to take my original price of $8.95 and subtract $1.34 away from it. Bring down my decimal. 5 minus 4 is 1. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 8 minus 1 is 7. So my final price after the discount is $7.61. There is a step in which you can find the sale price by doing it in one step by taking the percentage remaining and just multiplying it by that. Meaning that if I have a discount of 30%, I would multiply my regular price by 70% to go straight to the sale price. But in situations where we want to know what is the actual discount and sale price, we need to do this in 2 steps by following these rules.